Welcome back to the garage, my friends. Today, I'm just gonna take you along for the day because I've got a whole bunch of different stuff I'm doing. Currently, as you can maybe spot, I've removed the rear windshield visor, not because it fell off or anything, but I feel like adding 2 layers of double-sided tape will help it stick on because the sides of it are, the top sits nicely, but then the sides tend to like pop out. And so I want to add 2 layers of double-sided tape to the whole thing just to give it some extra cushion there, as well as maybe adding some foam underneath it to help keep it kind of propped up. Just trying to improve upon the design. So I've also taken it upon myself while I have the windshield visor off to completely paint correct this car. And let me show you. You can see I've made quite a bit of a mess of the glass, but that's okay. I'm basically working top down. And so I don't know if you can see this on camera, but you see all that like spottiness to the trunk here? Maybe that shows up. Well, so far I've done the roof, which looks absolutely incredible now. Usually you can tell by the lights how they refract the light, and it's a lot cleaner of a reflection here than it is on here. Like you can even see the lights, well maybe you can't, but I can see the lights are more yellow, and then up here they're actually a bit more white like they truly are. So I've done the roof, and I've done the hood. So it's getting there. It's a lot of work, and obviously I'm making a heck of a mess on all of it, but that's just part of the process. So and then here's the rear windshield visor, which while I also have it off, I'm gonna actually wet sand it a bit more with some, what would you call it, like 2000 grit, and see if I can get the polish to come out a bit more. If that works well, I'll do the same thing on the OEM trunk spoiler, but basically just hitting this entire car to try and clean it up. Because the paint elsewhere, I mean, maybe you can see that. Look how glossy that is compared to the Fender. Like you see the light refraction here versus the hood. I think, you know, white's kind of hard to showcase this, but it also is very easy, in my opinion, to paint correct. So I'm just gonna keep going panel by panel. I'm also very excited because potentially today, my replacement center cap is gonna be coming in for this wheel. It's the only one I'm missing, and it should look like this. So I found a used one and hoping it's in half decent condition, but half decent will be better than no cap at all. So we're, hopefully that'll come in today, but I'm gonna keep paint correcting. Everything on the workbench is in complete disarray, but there is madness to this chaos. So what I'm doing is I've got a separate pad towel for each thing. So on each panel, I'm using a rubbing compound, and then I'm going over it with a polishing compound, and then finishing up with some Caranuba wax. So it does take quite a while, but I think I knocked out the 2 biggest panels, being the roof and the hood, and this Fender looks like a good place to start. Okay, so I've got the rubbing compound. This takes out most of the heavy to medium scratches, and what I've figured out is use plenty of water, because it's almost like wet sanding the panel versus like the wax. So you don't want this, you want this to stay pretty wet, at least the stuff that I have, this seems to work the best. So I usually, process-wise for all of the different applications, I pat down the panel with whatever I'm putting on there. And then, at least on my buffer, it's got levels 1 through 6, and I basically start on level 3 and just get everything covered, and then I bump up to 6 to really work it in, and then wipe it off after. We're not plugged in. Let's try that again. Okay, and now that it's all worked into level 3, bump it up to 6 and really start actually correcting the paint. Okay. Now, I am absolutely no professional at this, so take that with a grain of salt. Take it as you will. My process is I basically hit it front to back this way, and then I hit it this way, and then I finish by going back again this way. And I think you want to kind of like move with the body of the car. So that's why I go this way to finish everything off. And holy cow, I can see so many scratches in that door. So I can't wait to do that one. But once that is done, before this stuff dries, just gonna wipe it all off. And then we can move on to the polishing compound, rinse, repeat, and then do the buffing or the Carnauba wax. Sheesh, already looks way better. Top of this fender is all done. I still have to do this lower portion, but I'll probably take off the mud flaps so that way I can get a full, or just do it, you know, more thoroughly. But check this out. So if you look at the lights, this is the door I haven't done yet compared to the panel I have done. So much, much nicer. And like I said, I'm not a professional, but I think that the whole car is gonna look so much more fresh. Now, what I'm also thinking is while I'm doing all this, I kind of want to take off these wiper blades and paint them black because they, over time, I guess, I don't know, from getting beaten down on the sun, by the sun or whatever, they end up just becoming this raw aluminum. And so I want to take the wiper arms off and then sand them and then probably just paint them like a flat black. And then eventually, you know, this all needs to get done, this cowl that's on the bottom of the windshield, but that's like its own whole day or own whole video. That's going to take a while. But today I could at least get these wiper arms off, sanded. And if the humidity drops, because it's like currently 70% humidity here in Tennessee, but I think later on today it should get down into the 50 percentile. Might have a chance to actually spray these. I'm just going to primer flat black. Now I've done this on the 88 Prelude, and if I remember correctly, oops, I gotta pop the hood to be able to get to those bolts, and then we should be able to pull the wiper arms off. I don't remember what size they are, probably like a 10 or 12 mil. Yeah, way better access to them by lifting the hood. So it's really just 2 bolts to get these off, and can't quite tell. I'm gonna guess that's a 12 mil. As you do more mechanic things, you kind of build an eye for it. And clearly my eye is not quite where it needs to be yet. Probably bigger than a 12. Let's try a 14. That's the ticket. There we go. Make sure we don't lose these. I'll set them aside somewhere safe. I think I can actually reach the passenger one from here as well. There we go. Honestly, it's so nice having a Prelude that's not lived in a rust belt or anything, because everything's just in such good shape. Okay, and then carefully, without bashing the windshield or the hood, gonna try and pull these off. There we go. Okay, there's the driver's side. And also without scratching the fender with my shorts that I just polished. There we go. Okay. Whew. Passenger side's off. Okay, so for my own mental note, the passenger side is the shorter piece here, and the driver's side is the longer piece here. So, gotta get these blades off and sand these down and get them ready for paint. Just took the wiper blades inside to give them a little Dawn dish soap rinse. And now I've got some like 400 wet sandpaper. These are really not in bad shape. Like there's no corrosion or anything, so I don't want to go like too nuts with it. The sanding, I mean. And, but I just want to rough it up enough so that way we take off any like peeling paint and yeah, try and get it to one even layer so that way we can easily just hit them with some new paint and make this job super easy. Yeah, so like the whole underside is still black, that never sees sunlight. So I guess whatever Honda used for the paint on these, you know, over 30 years or so just doesn't stand up to the harsh rays of the sun, which is fine. These are, this is an easy job. I've done this on the 88 Prelude. I've done this on the Tacoma. It is about as easy as it gets. And I guess thankfully, like, they use what I imagine is aluminum for these, so they don't rust, which is very nice. And all the hardware is still in good shape. Like, there's a spring under here, some pins. So I imagine everything is aluminum, which stands up to the corrosion a heck of a lot better. It doesn't rust. So I think that's probably good. I really just want to rough it up a little bit. Honestly, does not need to be much because these are in good shape. So I'm gonna hit the other one and then probably get them cleaned with some acetone, and then I'll hang them up. Basically gonna run like a string, I think, through maybe here or something, and just hang them so that way when I'm painting I can just hit them all the way around and I don't have to do the whole flip it and touch the piece that I'm trying to paint and then risk getting paint smear or whatever. Yeah, that looks good. That should be good for both of those. Give them a rinse. And I'll set them out in, set them out in the sun to dry, and then we'll hit them with acetone and hang them up. So I'll just put them on this bucket. Welcome back to Connor Lee's painting extravaganza. It's always, you know, grade A work when you're painting underneath a tree. It's just, we only go for greatness here at this auto body shop. So, just gonna kind of go light with it and let it dry fully in between coats. Not much to it. Paint mask is in the garage. I'm just gonna hold my breath. It shouldn't take more than a minute to cover both of these. Okay, might have been more than a minute. Coat number 1. Okay, my friends, so a little update for you. Let me brighten you up there. I've put the entire Prelude on jack stands just so it's easier for me to be able to, well, not have to get down so low to color correct this, or paint correct this, I should say. This Fender's done, finally. And if you can't tell, well, obviously you can tell the trim I pulled out. I pulled the mud flap off, and then once you do that, you can actually like pull this fender liner out and reach behind and pinch the tabs that hold that piece of trim in. So I'm trying to be really thorough on this, but it definitely looks a heck of a lot better. There's before and after. So it should make, you know, cleaning this car a lot easier, and it really deserves this. This car was sitting in New Mexico for years, and based on how I picked it up, I don't think it was ever paint corrected. And you can see the hail damage from the last owner. One day I'll have to figure out if there's a shop that can, like, yeah, you see the other one right there, 2 of them. According to the last owner, there was hail damage on it, and I would love to find a shop that can professionally pull those dings out without having to respray the whole car, but I'm going to seek expert advice on that one. But anyways, look how freaking glossy this thing is compared to this, like flat, gross, glossy, beautiful. So even if it has some hail damage, the paint looks 100 times better. I haven't done the front bumper yet, but looking good. And now I can put this section back together. I've also finished hitting the wiper arms with primer, and I'm gonna let these dry for a good bit, actually run out to the gym and get a quick workout in, come back. These should be plenty dry, and then I'm gonna hit them probably with some more wet sanding just to smooth out the primer. And then if I end up going through the primer, I'll add a few more coats onto it. Otherwise, I'll be ready to spray the flat black paint. So that's the update for y'all. So taking a break from the buffing and painting, want to show you guys something that I put together the other day. So in Japan, they have these toll readers that are in most vehicles, or you install them in most vehicles. And when you get in the car and you turn it on, I believe most of them say like, welcome, don't forget to install your toll reader card, basically before you start driving. And then I think when you turn off the car, it also says, please make sure to take out your toll reader card, have a good day or something along those lines. Now, a lot of people buy them from Japan and just install them in their US cars just because it's, if you're like a JDM junkie, if you really love the Japanese culture, you might do that. However, obviously the toll card side of that is useless because in the States we don't have Japanese tolls. Now, some companies have started creating what they call melody boxes, which is just a little sound box that's meant to recreate that toll reader in Japan. So what I have here is actually a homemade one. I went over to the frickin' oh my gosh, it's so hot I can't even talk. The Chattanooga Public Library, where on the fifth floor, they have a ton of equipment that you can actually use for free. They have like printers, embroidery stuff, 3D printers. And so I basically found a melody box file on printable.com, went over to the public library. They only charge you for the material. So this little box cost me about, I think, $2.50 to print, and got home, basically sanded the box down and painted it black. And then I purchased off Amazon, and I'll have a link down in the description if you guys want to do this yourself. But it's like a little circuit board, almost like what you would put in, it's a little circuit board with a USB little dongle. So it's got some sort of memory storage on the board, but then it has a speaker on it. And then you just basically tap I'm using a USB cable, so I just solder that to the circuit board. Excuse me. And then it also comes with a button, but you have to just get rid of the button and connect those two wires, so that way it automatically thinks the button is being pressed as soon as it gets power. So I plug that into my cigarette lighter. Oh, and because you can plug it into your computer, basically what I did, and I can change it whenever I want to whatever I want, is I went on to Google Translate, and I can't remember now, but I think I put it to, hello Connor, welcome to your Honda Prelude. Please drive safely, or something along those lines. If you understand Japanese, this will make probably a lot more sense to you. But basically, I take that and put it into Google Translate, convert it to Japanese, and then I go to a Japanese text-to-speech creator and create a little audio file. And then I went over and grabbed like a little chime sound, brought that into Adobe Premiere, and basically pieced it all together. And so now when I get in the car and put the key in, and it sends power to the cigarette lighter, which then sends power to this is what the sound it makes. Super cool. Some people might think this is absolutely stupid, and for all intensive purposes, it doesn't do anything. But it's just super cool driving an older 90s car and having this little thing. I haven't decided exactly where I'm going to put it. I could also hardwire it, so that way it's not running to the cigarette port, but for now, I just have it there. So I'll play it one more time. So pretty cool. I think so. It cost me less than like $15 to make this thing. And like I said, I can reload it, basically just plug it in almost like a USB drive on my computer and put whatever audio file I want. So figured I would just show you that because something fun I did off camera, and just adds to the, wow, it's so hot, the JDM charm of this 91 Prelude SI. And as far as the paint correction goes, this entire fender is done, the roof is done, the hood is done, and on this side, passenger side of the car, this fender is all done top and bottom, and then I've gone ahead and done the bottom portion of the door. I haven't done the top portion yet. I would really like to take this trim out, but it involves taking the entire door card off of the inside of the car. And I just haven't decided if I really want to do that. And then I could also take this piece off, but that involves taking out, like, I think the seat, the rear seat, and then taking off that plastic trim so that way I can get to the tabs on it. So not sure if it's entirely worth it yet. I'll definitely do that in the future when I go ahead and basically repaint probably all this trim. I'll take it all off the car, and that might be a good time to actually buff behind it, but for right now, I don't think I'm going to. This one was super easy because I easily get access to it from taking the mud flaps off, but the rest of it, I'll do at a later time when I go back and paint like all of this trim and clean it up. So I also took the wing and wet sanded it a lot more and then did the same rubbing compound, polish, buff, and it's definitely way better than it was. It's a lot more glossy now, and it's not perfect. Still needs work, but it's 10 times better. And I'm pretty much all done painting the windshield wiper arms. They're all done up in a flat black. I used this Ace Hardware flat enamel on top of the primer, and I'm gonna probably let those chill overnight before I install them. But I think I'm gonna make you guys wait until tomorrow's video to actually show you what it looks like all installed, which will give me some more time off camera to keep buffing this car, because it's honestly just rinse repeat on different panels. But you guys, or some of you who are consistently following the channel, may have noticed that I've been uploading a heck of a lot more regularly, probably over the last 2 months. Been trying to upload every 3 days or so, and I think I may start uploading even more than that, if daily, if not every other day. And the reason for that is about, let's see, I think it was the 3rd week of May, I actually quit my full-time job. And without going into details on all that, it wasn't a fit anymore, and I really wanted to give YouTube another shot and give it my full effort and attention. And so starting off shortly before the Colorado trip is when I started posting a ton more, and I haven't technically been employed other than by YouTube for the last 2.5 months. And you know, I'm gonna just keep putting all my effort and eggs into YouTube, because it's been my dream to have this be my full-time job since 2016. I've been doing this, believe it or not. And if you guys would be so kind as to leave a thumbs up and comment down below, just say hello, let me know where you're watching from. It really, really goes a long way on the algorithm side of things. And if you're not subscribed already, please think about hitting that subscribe button and joining the family. But all that to say, really trying to make this my full-time gig. I really want to basically start generating enough income off of YouTube, one, to cover my bills, because right now that is not the case, and then have some money on top of that to actually be able to, you know, buy better tools, buy more parts that are fun to watch and install, and then go on cooler trips when it comes to truck camping, because obviously it costs gas and money to get to places, especially cooler places that are a little bit farther and harder to reach. So yeah, I'll probably drop another video tomorrow and update you guys on how the wiper arms turned out. Hopefully get the just a lot more of this car I'll put back together. My hub cap or center cap for my wheel should probably be in, and then this car is gonna get kind of a little like glow up overnight. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I love you all. Thank you for being here and watching. And yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you think about the whole scenario, because it's I'm really trying to put all my eggs into it, and I really would love for it to work out this time around. I'm gonna stop talking now. Love you all. Keep elevating, my friends. Adios.